you're humble. Your uncle taught you that too, probably. A very funny moment on the timeline history of ECW Disc. I brought up a date to you. I forget what it was. I said, and that must be a big day for you. You must remember that. And you said, what happened? I said, you got married. You said, oh, fuck that. Well, you got married in Japan?
Yeah.
And then a ceremony here?
Well, I got married here first, well, in Michigan, just so she wouldn't get deported because she's Japanese, just like a formality. And then we really got married for real in Japan, you know.
Okay, so I see. So you did something here and then you went over and then you went to Japan. Crazy world you're bringing a young lady into, this wrestling thing. Did she get it? Did she?
Yeah, she just can't take a punch. Like, I punched the shit out of her and she just keeps getting knocked out. No,
she didn't know it was a work.
She took the wrestling business good. She knew.
She knew what she was getting into.
She's actually Terry Funk's goddaughter. She was like a Terry Funk fan way back in the day, like when she was 10 years old, and it was like her and 10 other Japanese people. They'd follow him around, and they followed him up until today. 30 years later, 40 years later, she still follows him today. Like in Japan, she goes, yeah, Terry was here and Vicky were here. You know, they said they miss you. You know, we went out to dinner, all this stuff. Her and those 9 other people still hang out and still follow them around.
Fans or workers?
They're fans, but now they're closer than fans.
Right. But I mean, at the time when they started following Terry, they followed because they were a fan of his work.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. And so through Terry, you meet her? Kind
of. You know, Terry wrestled for FMW, and she came to see him, and that's how I met her. You know, and he told me to stay away from her, that she was a nice girl. And I go, how do you know? You know.
And you win her over,
sort of.
Despite the social anxiety. You're able to charm her.
Yeah.
And you decide to get married and take the Winnebago on the road.
Yeah.
And she's down with all this.
Yeah.
That's a good woman.
Not anymore, though. I'm divorced now.
No, I'm going back in time. We're taking people up. We're taking people. But there is a child?
No.
There is not a child?
No.
Okay.
No.
That was a conscious decision?
Yes. When we were back younger, when we first got married, like, I didn't want nothing to slow me down, you know, no more than what she slowed me down. So I didn't want no babies or nothing like that. But I had dogs I took with me on the road, which I consider my babies. But and then it just slipped by, and then we just never had kids. But in the beginning, it was conscious that I didn't want to have no kids.
Because of the schedule and just the craziness of being on the road. Right? And she was okay with that. You think it would have changed how you worked? Not the schedule, but would you not have taken so many chances if you had to go home?
No, it wouldn't change nothing.
Interesting.
My mother was a very, very worrywart, very bad worrywart. And even though every bump I came home limping and all that, she felt it worse than I did, but it didn't stop me from doing what I was doing. I didn't want her to see it, of course, and I didn't throw it in her face, but she felt every bump more than I did.
She watched?
No, but she just knew, you know. Oh. She never watched one of my matches. Even when we did watch part of my match on a videotape, she goes, oh, no, you're hurt. I go, yeah, but maybe I was hurt there, but I'm okay now. She says, oh, no, you know, you're hurt again. I go, you know, like, she couldn't take it. She said, I have a heart attack watching me on a videotape thinking I'm still hurt.
Even after having seen her brother for all those years?
Yeah.
Remember the movie I Like to Hurt People?
Of course, yeah.
Well, how did that all come about?
See, that was supposed to be, wrestling was supposed to be a small part of like a horror movie. But then the budget got cut, so there was only the wrestling left. So they made a movie out of just the wrestling.
It was supposed to be part of a horror movie?
Yeah.
About your uncle, or that was just after?
He was in it. He was like a snake, and then a snake slithers into your room, into like a hotel room, and then you see him in there stabbing somebody, and then the snake slips back out. But all that got cut, and they just kept the wrestling, made the wrestling.